Lots of conversations are not really focused on people and nature. Might be useful to thinking about in the framework of people, nature, and climate. So I think a lot of time the conversation gets to talk about, what is the energy consumption, how much carbon we could reduce. End of the day, it's people like you and me, we're using this building. So I think a lot of them, we should start with the conversation of human-centric. Is human-centric design of the built environment, or bear in mind the end user of this building. And then we had also great conversation about biodiversity today. That is the context we're in. Without the safety boundary of the planet, we won't be here for long. And then last, we're thinking about those carbon elements. In terms of technology and innovation, I'd say they are the catalyst for lots of transformation. If you look into the history, it's always the superior technology that drive the change. Thinking about early 1900s, you have all the horse carriages on the road. And then 20 years later, what happened on New York Street? They're just full of cars. So in terms of the innovation, specifically in built environment, we've seen loads of innovation. There is one startup, they use the very smart technology to regulate the temperature and the humidity in a building. So in that sense, you don't have to make sure everywhere in the building are at the same temperature. You only need to make sure when the places get used, that it has a comfortable temperature for people to enjoy that environment. A lot of artificial intelligence, a lot of IoT, Internet of Things, has been applied into the built environment. So I think they're transformative, but the challenge of them is the scale up. That's always very challenging, and then there is still a lot of the criticism about the early stage startup. Think they haven't got a track record, think their technology still need to be verified. So, and sometimes regulation against the adoption of this very technology that's so ahead of curve. So I think it's how we create this conducive environment that innovators, entrepreneurs could really thrive and deploy their technology. In terms of the expected outcome from COP, as I mentioned during the roundtable, I love just to see more joint approach between blue zone and the green zone. We have this shared vision. Why create a divide between these two areas? Feel like blue zone people talk about big policy agenda, loss and damage fund, phase out fossil fuel or phase down fossil fuel. But all of that really need innovations, which you just have that outside of blue zone in the green zone. So that's what I love to see in the next COP, a more joined up and more inclusive approach.